Right, so Nvidia. Huh? You're definitely not the only one who's got their eye on them. Kind of hard to ignore them with all this AI stuff exploding everywhere, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
That's kind of what we're diving into today. There's this article, Should You Buy Nvidia Before December 3? And, it got us thinking, why is everyone so hyped about this company, and what's so special about December 3rd? Maybe it means something for them, maybe for you too. Who knows? We'll see.
Well, it's interesting because it's easy to get caught up in the hype. But with Nvidia, there's actually something real behind it.
Yeah.
It's not like they're just riding some wave. They're like the ones supplying the tools, the picks and shovels for this whole AI gold rush.
Yeah, and their stock is through the roof too, right?
I know, yeah.
Over 185% growth this year. It's mind-blowing. The article says it's because they're the leader in the AI chip market, which, by the way, is supposed to hit like $1 trillion by 2030.
$1 trillion, that's insane. But what's really cool is that NVIDIA figured out early on that AI wasn't just about making these super powerful chips.
Right.
It was about creating a whole system around them. So they got into AI, software, networking, they've got solutions for businesses, everything. If you're a company that wants to get serious about AI, NVIDIA is the place to go. They've got it all.
So I guess that's why they're making so much money, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Over 70% gross margin. That's unbelievable.
It is, definitely. It shows how much value they're bringing. But we should probably talk about this 80% market share they have in AI chips. Specifically, GPUs, those graphics processing units. You see, GPUs are designed to handle tons of calculations all at the same time.
Yeah.
Which makes them perfect for AI because AI demands a lot of heavy lifting.
Okay, I get that they're good for gaming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what makes them so good for AI specifically? Can you explain that a bit more?
Sure. Think about it this way. Imagine the CPU, the brain of your computer, is like a really good chef with one super sharp knife. Okay.
They can do these complex dishes, but they can only do one at a time. Now, the GPU, it's like a whole kitchen full of line cooks. Each one has their own tool, and they're all working at the same time side by side. That's what you need for AI stuff, like recognizing images, understanding language, all that machine learning stuff. That's the heart of AI.
Ah, okay. That makes way more sense. So it's not just about how powerful they are, it's how that power works for these specific AI things.
Exactly. And Nvidia keeps coming up with new stuff too, new and improved GPUs every single year.
Wow.
Which is why they're always ahead of the game, and that's why they're so dominant, I mean, the article even mentioned that Larry Ellison and Elon Musk, these huge names in tech, were practically begging Nvidia for more GPUs.
Yeah.
That shows you just how crazy the demand is.
That's wild. So I know you can technically get NVIDIA products on all the cloud services,
Mm-hmm.
but getting the newest GPUs, that's not so easy, right? Because everyone wants them. Yeah, that's the problem. Not enough to go around. And this is where this whole December 3rd thing comes in.
Okay.
NVIDIA is presenting at this big conference, the UBS Global Technology and AI Conference.
Okay.
It's where all these companies show off the latest and greatest in tech and AI.
All right, so what's so special about this conference for NVIDIA? Is that where they're going to, drop some crazy new product?
Yeah, I mean, there's all this hype about their new Blackwell architecture and chip, right?
Right, yeah.
I know they sent some samples out to the big guys, but full production starting, right now, this quarter, so maybe December 3rd, that's when they're gonna, really show it off.
Well, it might not be that simple. Remember, they just had their earnings call last week.
Oh, yeah.
So they gave a bunch of updates on what's happening this quarter, and they talked about Blackwell, too. So they might mention it at the conference, sure, but I don't think we should expect, a huge announcement.
So maybe not a mic drop moment then. But there's got to be something investors and, tech people should be listening for,
Yeah.
right? Definitely. They might talk more about how production for Blackwell is going, maybe give some hints about how well it's performing, or even announce some partnerships with big companies in different industries.
Right. That makes sense. Speaking of investors, the article had this question. Should you buy NVIDIA stock before December 3rd or after?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It all depends. If there's good news at the conference, the stock price could jump up, at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to make a quick buck, buying before December 3rd might sound good.
Okay, but what if you're not trying to, time the market perfectly? What's the long-term plan for NVIDIA?
Well, the article's point is, for people who are investing for the long haul, it might not matter so much when you buy in. The big picture is clear. AI is going to be huge, and NVIDIA is in the perfect spot to take advantage of that for years to come.
So basically, whether you buy before this conference or after, NVIDIA still looks like a good bet if you're in it for the long game.
That's the general idea, yeah. But what really gets me thinking is, how big is this AI thing going to get? I mean, we've been talking about Nvidia dominating the tech industry, but AI has the power to change everything, not just tech.
Yeah, you're right. It's not just about faster computers and better graphics anymore. So, where else could we see NVIDIA's tech making a big impact? Like, besides what we've talked about already.
Healthcare is a big one. Imagine, like, AI-powered diagnoses that can catch diseases way earlier and more accurately than ever before, or medicine that's personalized to your genes, or even, like, discovering new drugs, all sped up by these fancy algorithms. That's where NVIDIA's super powerful GPUs can really shine.
Wow, it's crazy to think about. The same tech that makes those amazing video game graphics could help doctors figure out what's wrong with you and create life-saving treatments.
Right. It's pretty amazing. And that's just the beginning. Think about finance, for example. They're already using AI algorithms for trading and managing risk. But with even more powerful computing from NVIDIA, we could see even more advanced stuff, like detecting fraud, figuring out credit scores, even giving personalized financial advice. All of that could get way better and more efficient.
It seems like AI could touch every industry in some way, even stuff that doesn't seem very high-tech, like making things or transportation.
Exactly. Factories are already changing with AI-powered robots and automation, making everything more efficient and precise. And with NVIDIA's technology pushing those advancements, who knows how sophisticated things could get and how we make and deliver products.
So it's not just about individual industries being disrupted. It's about, like, everything being connected. It's like we're moving toward this, like, intelligent ecosystem. Everything is connected and optimized by AI, and NVIDIA is right there in the middle of it all.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And that's why it's so important to look past the hype and understand what's really driving this growth. It's not just about chasing the stock market. It's about understanding the forces that are changing the world around us.
So before we move on, let's quickly recap what we've learned. We talked about NVIDIA's total dominance in the AI market, how well they're doing financially, and the key reasons behind their growth, especially the crazy demand for their GPUs. We also touched on this upcoming UBS conference on December 3rd and what might happen with their Blackwell launch. We figured out that while there might be some short-term market movements, people who are investing for the long term shouldn't stress too much about the timing. And, what I really appreciate is that you challenged us to think bigger, not just about the tech world, but about all the other ways NVIDIA's technology could change things as AI gets, smarter and smarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said before, this isn't just about playing the stock market. It's about understanding, like, the bigger picture.
Right, exactly. And that's what makes this whole deep dive so interesting, We started with this question about NVIDIA stock, but we ended up uncovering something way bigger. This whole story about how AI could transform all kinds of different industries.
So to wrap things up, I have one last question that I think is worth thinking about. Given how fast AI is developing, what other industries, besides the ones we talked about, could be, like, really impacted by NVIDIA's technology in the next few years?
Oh, that's a great question. We already talked about healthcare, finance, and manufacturing, but the possibilities are, like, endless.
Yeah.
Think about education, for example.
Yeah.
What if we had AI tutors that could personalize learning for each student, give them real-time feedback and adapt to how they learn best? That could completely change how we teach kids in the future.
That's a really cool idea. What about something like energy? Could AI, with the help of NVIDIA's technology, help us make our energy grids better, make renewable energy more efficient and reliable?
Absolutely. AI could analyze weather patterns, predict how much energy we need, even control how it's distributed, all in real time. It could make our energy systems way smarter and more sustainable.
It's amazing to think about how much this technology could change things. It feels like we're right on the edge of something totally new, a world run by AI, and NVIDIA is, like, leading the way.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. And that's the best part about these deep dives. We start with a simple question, but it takes us to these much bigger ideas. We end up understanding the world around us in a whole new way.
So to our listener, we really encourage you to keep learning about this. Don't just take our word for it. Do your own research, stay up to date on what's happening with AI, and think about how it could impact your own field, whatever you're into.
Because as we've seen with NVIDIA, the future is being shaped right now, and it's pretty exciting to be a part of it.